Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name is easy to spell and we did it wrong anyway.
Ow.
Uh, the new and improved 2023 versions of us, we've all grown another year in the last week, it feels like. Uh,
Yeah.
Welcome back. We haven't done this in a few weeks, so I'm already spinning my wheels.
Who are you?
I'm Andrew, the Dungeon Master. There we go. I'm like, we have something we do. We do not have 100 followers across platforms, so we do not have a script. Joining me,
banner.
as always,
Hi, I'm Will, and I play Dominique.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I play Angel.
I'm Mike, and I play Ash.
I'm Lucy, and I play Yoshta.
And I'm David. I'm gonna be playing Felix today. Let's go!
thank God we don't have an audio guy because he'd be killing David right now. I said it'd be Mike. It's the closest we got. In terms of announcements, I don't know if we have anything. I'm just going to say this episode is sponsored by WD Photography. Fantastic photographers. They did all of our thumbnails for the last year. We're going to be working with them on the next series we have. They're fantastic. You can look them up online. I'm sure we'll have links somewhere.
It'd be rough when we have to fire him, though.
It will be. It's going to be traumatic for everybody involved. Also, by sponsored, I mean they give us nothing. It's just a couple of us.
We are 2 followers away from having our 100. So
And we were 2 follows away last episode, so y'all better get on it.
A little disappointed at that, actually.
Yeah.
We've been off for a few weeks. We haven't been playing games or anything. So it's fair. We don't want to be upset at our audience, David.
I'm
as
upset.
long as they follow and subscribe this time. We have friends over at Rap RPG. We don't have any projects going on with them currently, but they are still fantastic. Go check them out. Their channel on Twitch. Got percussion, anything like that? You want any other projects? We want to just no.
I think we're
In
good.
that case, you can make Lucy make you hats as modeled by Rachel this evening. You can just hit her up directly and ask for hats.
They're nice. They're like
Rip
super
DMs.
thick and like very well made.
Like real life magical items, and they're wonderful.
Just hit the social media up because that's me.
Yeah, she manages all that. So just DM directly asking for hats. And Lucy can deal with that. I'm not promising hats. We're not selling hats. I'm just telling you to pester
Yeah.
Lucy about hats. She makes nice hats.
I do.
Okay, this is 2023. We're kicking it off strong, guys.
Start.
But in 2022, years long gone past, we last left off with a party kind of split as they broke free of the dinner turned murder mystery to descend into the depths beneath the Kaelden estate, making their way into what was going to be an auction before the murder of the proprietor of the estate, Vincent Kaelden. Working your way through a massive warehouse with mercenaries guarding every corner and a large stage being cleared of what was to be the products of the evening, namely a young Asimir, the daughter of Angel and Doman, in a glass case with tattoos, her head shaved, looking sick, drained, being wheeled away by mercenaries, the leader of which Angel and Doman recognized as Growl, an undesirable even amongst the outcasts. He was one that could procure anything. He dealt with the notables and avarice, and there was nothing he was ever known to be unwilling to move or sell. As soon as this was seen, grabbing the nearest weapon from a shelf that began to speak to Angel, she and Doman, with the party in tow, sprang into action, striking down the mercenaries and entering combat with Growl until he moved to surrender. Unwilling to accept his surrender, Angel moved to strike until Felix, played by David, interposed himself between the two to protect this unarmed, surrendering individual. As members of the party chose sides, it was Ash, the young fire genasi who's been traveling with the group for these last few days, crying out to stop. The last thing that happened before we ended our last episode was the deep, guttural voice in Draconic. They will betray you, child of fire in ash. Destroy them before they can do the same to you. The red dragon kept in a cage, speaking directly to you. It's in this moment we return. Yashta has her crossbow trained on Angel. Doman, next to the glass case near Lear. Angel facing off against Felix with Growl, hands up on his knees behind him. Ash at the edge of shadow in this warehouse.
Ash is gonna grab his ears and try to plug them, and out loud you can hear him say, "No, no, Felix wouldn't let that happen. He wouldn't." And smoke is gonna start kind of pouring out the side corners of Ash's mouth a little bit.
With that, Felix is going to cut the bindings from Grawl, and say, "I won't be a part of this." I don't know why. I keep doing Kaya for some reason. I don't know why.
You were with him for a long time.
Cut his bindings. Do what you will with him, but I won't be a part of it. And he's
Ash?
going to go over to Ash.
Ange. Maybe there is something else we need to take care of first. And I'll unlatch the glass cage and pull Lear out.
Okay. Angel, Growl, rubbing his wrist
You're muted, him.
where the bindings were cut from him. He looks up at you. That kind of cocky swagger he had was Felix is defending him kind of fades as the one person that was defending him steps away. You loom over him.
Angel is gonna look between Lear and Ash. And she is going to glance back over at Yoshida and say, "Tie him up. Now."
All right. So I lower my crossbow and I start tying him up again. But I tie him to a chair. So he's...
Pulling a chair to
And
the
then-
side.
And she says, "I'll deal with you later." And she runs over to Lear.
Who, as the glass case is opened, has kind of pulled back. She hasn't looked up. She's still kind of huddled in the corner. Fully aware. I mean, real quick, Felix, you get to Ash. This is just more immediately imminent. What are you doing, Felix? Ash's smoke is still kind of beginning to puff and pour from the corners of his mouth. He begins to hyperventilate.
Okay. I take him and I make sure he's focusing on me. And I give him a second. Then I say, I say fatherly words of advice. I just drew a blank and I was going somewhere with
You're
it,
good. I
and
got you.
it's just
Felix.
fucking gone.
Felix has got something. I need you to make a.
Oh shit.
Actually, we're gonna have Ash make a wisdom saving throw.
That would be a 4.
That's his ears are covered, and you you run up and start kind of doing your calming, like breathe, Ash, breathe, and he does. And with each breath, the smoke pours out, and you notice flecks of burning cinder with this black, dark smoke that's kind of starting to pool. You've seen this before, one time, when Ash became stressed to the point of losing control. Ash?
I'm assuming the dragon is still talking to me at
It's-
the same time while Felix is talking, and
Echoing through, just burn them, child of ash, child of fire, burn them and free me.
no, stop. And then he's just going to erupt. And
So
go
just before he erupts, Felix is gonna grab him and give him a big ol' hug.
Okay.
And as you do that, a cloud of ash is going to come pouring out of his mouth and fill a 20-foot radius cloud in the room. And
It's going to come just up to the edge of the stairs. So currently there's a couple cases. Some of the mercenaries were either dead or unconscious on the ground. None of the rest of the party currently, but this burning ash cloud begins to fill the space around Ash. Continue.
yeah, so just burning ash spews out from my breath, and anybody that's within that cloud has to make a Constitution saving throw. Any creatures with fire resistance gain immunity to fire damage.
Which I believe Felix has a ring of fire resistance, correct?
Yes. I was
So-
just about to roll a con save, and then I heard that, and I was like, okay.
You involuntarily take a breath as like this, just kind of startled, and it starts to burn your lungs as this choking cloud kind of is pulled in, and you feel a pulse from your ring, and that burning sensation becomes just warming, and you can breathe easily. You can feel the heat, but it's almost as though the fire's cloaking you, not burning you. Let's see. Let me double check the verbiage on this really quick, because that's this.
Yeah, I should say that any non-magical items that are being that are not being worn or held are on fire now.
Yeah. So the cases, everything that's in the cloud is heavily obscured. So, like, Felix, because you're holding Ash, you know where he is, but just around you is this roiling, kind of glowing orange embered smoke and ash that's filling the space. You feel a little bit of extra heat as one of the cases that's nearby ignites, and you smell burning fabric and cloth and a little bit of burning flesh and meat. Back to the stage. The three of you, Lear kind of huddled. As the case opens, you kind of turn your heads to the side as this ash begins to boil out from Ash. Lear recoils in. No, not again. And she like touches. You see, there's a large mark on her neck. You see a kind of a metal piece that's been, like dermal piercings that get embedded in the skin. A large one on the side of her neck, kind of next to the tattoo, which is a series of numbers.
Can I ascertain what it might be?
You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm okay at those. Not okay enough. 6.
6. You're not sure. It is something that's embedded in, like, as she goes to cover and you catch a glimpse of it, you do see, like, there's a hole in the middle that goes farther in than just, like, where it's going to be. You're not sure the purpose of it, but you can tell this is where something would, like, be inserted or connected. She pulls, but as she pulls back, she looks. A moment of, like, confusion and then relief and, like, a disbelief crosses her face. Dad?
And Mom.
And she just begins to cry.
And I'll just pick her up baby style, and I guess I'll put her in between her and my mom, or her and her mom, real quick. Yeah. And yeah, it's us. We're gonna get you out of here, hon.
Where's Mav? Have you found him?
Not yet, but we will. Don't worry.
She just, well, and she feels thin and gaunt. Like her skin hangs slightly loose. And almost no muscle on her. She's just skin and bones.
For a second, I feel like I might be useful over there. And I'll hand her off. And I will go disappear into the cloud of ash as well.
Okay. And you have fire resistance as well?
I do.
Okay. And sure, you still can't see, but you're familiar. You're magical enough. Actually, do you have? Oh no, this isn't darkness. Never mind. You're familiar enough with spells and how they work and kind of how this radiated. You can work your way towards the center until you kind of bump against Felix. Ash, you make another Wisdom saving throw.
So, as he's erupting, Felix is pretty much just going to start talking about, good times that we've had. Hey, do you remember when we did this? Do you remember when we did that? You need to calm down so we can go do it again.
Make a persuasion check. Here you go, persuasion.
I can. Oh, hey, I'm on Averin. That's not Felix. And persuasion, not the best. 10 flat.
10. Okay, it does help a little bit. Get that
7.
Wisdom saving. 7. Not enough. It still continues to pour through. And Felix's voice is fading because all that fills your ears. And anybody else that can understand Draconic can hear almost whispers of this. This is a very directed, almost telepathic, but not quite, connection between the Red Dragon and Ash. They will hurt you. Burn them. Free me and I can help. We can escape this place. No pain, child of fire. Freedom.
And I guess at this point, Ash is not really thinking well. And so you can Felix can kind of feel that he's still heating up. He hasn't started to cool at all. His hair has really become just a full flame at this point. And back in Draconic, Ash will say, How do you know? How do you know these things?
I am old. Older than the city in which you stand. I have seen how the weak ones treat those like us. Free me, and I can show you.
So, that being said, with Ash responding, Do I then understand what's happening?
Does Felix speak Draconic?
No.
No? Maybe. You know there is an outside play, and you hear these kind of whispers emanating from the dragon. You understand it. It's almost like when somebody in like a house two houses over has really loud bass going, like you almost just feel it more than you hear it.
Right.
There is no magical compulsion here, Ash. And anybody who's familiar with magic would know. I'm going to cut over to Yashta really quick. Because you were told to bind Grawl. Looking around, he had been quickly bound, which Felix cut free. There's not really any usable rope nearby. You might have some, but hear me out. You don't, because you realize there's something kind of useful here. Why tie someone up when there's a nice like jar with a little gold label? This is on the stage still. It was kind of going to be slayed of what is called sovereign glue.
Oh no.
You can go ahead and add that to your inventory. It is sovereign glue.
Oh no.
I've
Which-
never heard of that.
If you have rope,
Yeah.
you're able to use the rope. But if you can also glue this person. Just a little. It'll
Permanently.
just take a little bit.
Okay. All right.
To be
Wondrous.
clear, so you, it forms a permanent adhesive bond between any two objects. It's stored in a jar. This one is stored in a jar that's been coated on the inside with oil of slipperiness. Has 1d6 plus 1 ounces. The bond it creates can only be broken with the application of universal solvent, oil of etherealness, or a wish spell. So, you have this glue. You do not have to use it on him. I'm not going to make you use your... just because... Let's see. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Oh, okay. I don't. Do I have a? I do. It's a regular size dice. 4.
4. There are 5 ounces in this. It takes an ounce to cover 1 square foot. If you use little amounts, we'll just kind of figure it out. But yeah, you have this is the item you're getting.
I
In this little.
immediately I see this, and my character would know because she's mischievous. And I'm still pointing my crossbow at him, and I sink down on her knees.
I'm still on my knees.
Good point. All right, sit on your bottom. So let him put his feet on.
Fine.
As he does that, I just put it a little bit on one foot, so it gets us to his butt.
Clues. Oh, you didn't.
Well, now you can't go anywhere. So,
Fine.
anyways,
All right, getting back over to the ash cloud.
Quick question about that. Can you glue a margarita stick back together with this glue?
you can try.
Potentially.
Okay, moving on.
What's anybody doing? That's have a moment for action. That's Doman. You've made your way. Angel, I'm assuming you're just kind of checking up on Lear, making sure she's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on her, regardless of whether she has anything I can see or not. Panic
Okay.
mode.
Go ahead and cast Cure Wounds. She has some abrasions and scratches. The skin kind of around the implant on her neck heals a little bit, but nothing significant. They took something from me.
What did they take?
I don't know. I feel empty. And she looks at you, and it's the first time she makes eye contact with you. And her eyes don't glow. They had Mav too. He was still there when I saw him.
Where did you come from? What did it look like?
It was dark. I don't know. They would check on us. There was a man who was chained or tied. There are so many of us, and they said that I was drained and I was done, and to get rid of me, and they brought me here. I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. We will find him, I promise. Here, eat something. I'm gonna, like, find whatever crumbs of something I have in my belongings.
that's- knowing Angel, I'm sure coming from the party, you have some of the crudité and appetizers.
Not the chicken.
Not the chicken. From the party, kind of hidden away. She gratefully takes it and kind of begins. You see Growl is like Yashta kind of hearing all this because they're only a couple feet from you. He's kind of shifting uncomfortably. Ash.
Can I kneel down since I got there and get on Ash's level? And I know him and Felix are hugging, but I'll just put a hand on his shoulder and whisper into his ear, "Hey, bud, I'm sorry. I know things got a little tense. We're all okay now. I promise no one's gonna get hurt. You can just take a deep breath, and we'll go back to old Balder's place and have a big old bowl of ice cream. What do you say?" And then I'll stand back up and look at Felix and say, "I think maybe it's a good idea to get him away from external influences and eyeball towards the dragon."
And then
Make a persuasion check at advantage. I'm going to assume Felix is helping. Doman's got a pretty high persuasion, I believe.
I do dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Ash, make your wisdom saving throw with advantage this time. And it is a lower DC from the repeated
Oh,
attempts
actually,
to calm
I
you.
rolled 2 18s, so a 19.
Nice. Your breathing slows. You are in control of your faculties. You can drop the spell if you'd like. And it is added to your spell list.
Okay, cool. Yeah, after hearing Felix talking to me, Doman talking to me, letting me know that things outside have calmed down, I'm gonna lower my hands, so I'm trying to actually listen to them. And as the smoke hasn't stopped yet, but it is starting to calm back down, and I would say the radius has probably gone down to about 10 feet. But he's still breathing heavy and still not fully out of his panic mode, but you can definitely see that progress is being made. And he'll kind of open his eyes and look at Felix, and just you'll see like odd enough of fire crying, but you'll just start to see tears coming out of his eyes, and he just, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
you're fine.
Sorry, bud. Got a little tense there. People got elevated emotions.
I actually am going to need David to make a wisdom saving throw right now.
Uh-oh.
Because again, I mentioned this. You've only seen this being done once before.
Wisdom saving throw +3, 18 actually. Or
18.
17. 17.
You're okay. You weren't gonna like strike Ash or anything like that, but this was tense for you. And that moment of like absolute like, hey, shit's hitting the fan has passed, and you have to take a moment to, okay, we're okay. Nobody got hurt this time. You are weak. And Yashta and Angel, you feel a heat building, and you look over, and that dim light that the dragon was kind of secluded in begins to fill as he is preparing a breath just in anger. And all of a sudden a shockwave of cold washes out from the cage as fire breath. You see it quench, and the dragon like pulls back in its cage as the temperature got too hot on the inside and protective measures kicked in. Fine. I can wait a little longer.
Muted again.
Damn it, I keep doing that. Question: how much do I know about dragons? Like, do they have to obey a promise they make?
Make a nature check.
Nice.
I'm gonna see that and then be like, hmm. And I'm gonna start dragging Growl
Yeah.
away in the
Okay.
most painful way possible for him. It's like, I don't know how that would be, like the other leg that isn't glued.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
The
Just
hair.
like if there's stairs, that will just be like boom, 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 boom.
He has like a pretty thick, like braided beard. And so I imagine you just grab
Oh,
the end
that's
of
even better.
that
Mhm.
and just are pulling him along by his chin.
Yeah, I never said I
Yes.
wasn't gonna hurt this guy. Like he's a
Ugh.
piece of shit. I'm just not gonna kill him until we get more information out of this.
He,
Okay, that-
you, sorry, really quick, as you like grab onto his beard, he grabs onto his own beard and like leans back and says, "No, just, I'm fine here."
I'm gonna brandish the glue at him and be like, "Are you sure?"
Glue his hands to his beard.
Puts his hands down.
All right, let's do this. And be like, "You
Okay,
want face up? You want face down?"
Yeah, we're not going to make you roll for this. I'm going to make him roll for this.
Did he choose face up or face down?
Oh, face down, I think, actually.
Not a good option, really.
Yeah, there's no
Either
winning
way is
option
terrible.
here. He gritting his teeth through it, and you feel a couple of the beard hairs like pull out, but they're all braided together, and it's harder to rip out a braid than it is just a couple individual hairs. And so he's being dragged to the side. What was your nature check, Rich?
19 plus 1 is a dirty 20.
There are no stipulations that dragons abide by about having to obey a promise. They are vain. If you can get a dragon to make you a promise, that's like there's an okay chance that they'll hold to it, but there's no like magically binding contract specific to dragons that they're beholden to.
Okay.
As I see Ash calming down and the cloud shrinking a little bit, I'll just squeeze him on the shoulders and say, "Thanks, bud. I gotta go take care of my daughter now." And I'll mosey on back to Anjou.
Is there a wagon or something that they'd like loaded all of the supplies and things onto?
Not really. They have like there's a couple dollies and stuff, but you can tell they were just using that to move stuff from like the warehouse you're standing in, this big collection, onto the stage more so than anything.
I can carry her if you don't mind, hon. I'll
Well-
put out my hand.
I was thinking of everybody getting out, but yeah. So Anjal will hand her over.
About time for us to
She's-
blow this popsicle stand.
Let's go.
Felix will
Fashion.
pick up Ash and
Has the ash cloud settled the rest of the way?
Yeah, I would say at this point it's kind of settled back down, and there's no more cloud coming out. Obviously, things are still on fire that were on fire before, but that's the only
Yeah.
smoke that's in the room at this point.
Some of the cases are currently burning. A lot of things like in the space you're in, there's a couple things that aren't burning that were like metal that are okay. A couple things that are. This is clearly more collectibles, not necessarily. It's not an entire warehouse of magical items because that would just be silly of me to do. Because you'd spend the entire episode just looting stuff. There is one thing that it's a chest, and it's an ornate wooden chest that as you kind of start walking away from, you hear a crack. The burning wood that it was set on, the pillow it was resting on having burned away to nothing, cracks, and this thing falls and crashes into the ground. untouched by this thing is untouched by the fire.
Does it appear to be metal, or does it appear like it should be burning?
It is wood. It is a wooden, intricate, kind of circular, like chest. You can see a little latch on the front of it where it would lift up and open.
It's Mimic.
It's a mimic.
Anjal's gonna go take dude from Yoshida and continue dragging him by beard as well. If Yoshida was interested in looking at the chest.
I'd love to. Let's do this.
Okay. You begin pulling him by the beard, much like Yoshida wasn't being gentle, but instead of like a nice even pull, Angel, you're strong enough that you just like pull him by the beard and he scoots like a foot or two forward on the ground. He's like, oh, I can tell you where the other one is. I can tell you where they came from.
Tell me where you pissed
Right
from.
now?
Let go of my beard, and I'll let you know. That was a natural 1 on his constitution.
I'll loosen it a little bit, but keep my hand on it.
They'll kill me if they find out that I told you. Have your word that you'll let me go.
Where's he gonna go? On what legs?
Still kind of got a leg to stand on.
Sorry. Too many jokes. Oh. You'll tell me, and I can kill you now, or you'll tell me, or you won't tell me, and they'll kill you later, probably over a much longer period of time.
I'd like
Those
to know
are
where
my
Matt's at.
options.
I can do Zone of Truth for you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I just like. Okay. I'm gonna stand over him, and I'm just gonna be like boop boop doop doop boop boop, and cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, what is the DC on that?
Charisma 15
Okay.
For everybody in like
and
30
15
feet?
feet.
15 feet.
He goes, if my options are tell you and get killed later, or don't tell you and die now, you can fuck yourself. He spits on the ground and just has kind of like worked himself back up and just lifts his neck towards you.
Be like, wait. Bro, do you know where he is?
I do. He kind of looks confused.
Where is he?
Not fucking telling you.
Okay. Can anybody else think of interrogation techniques?
Where
Well,
is he not?
Oh,
Here.
yeah. So that's good.
He spits on the ground. Seen this kind of magic before. You think working with the nobles, I don't deal with this? I just can't lie to you. Doesn't mean I have to tell you shit. If you let me live,
All right.
I'll tell you.
I'm gonna grab his beard and start pulling it again.
Wait, when was the last time you saw him?
He just doesn't answer. Yeah. You see like a little bit of blood where the beard is actually like pulling skin from his face.
And he has a foot glued to his ass. And he has at least 5 people right here that want to kill him. I want my son back. If I have to kill him later, so be it.
Fine. We'll let you go. And we'll even let you go.
Hey, Angel, did you make your wisdom saving throw for the Zone of Truth? Because she does
I
not
did.
get to choose and you succeeded.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you can say whatever you want.
Fine. I'll let you go.
Are you actually going to let him go?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay, make a deception check.
She's not lying.
Yeah, with advantage then. Sure.
I'm like, but listen, I've done my best to make sure that you make it out of this room alive. Okay? All right? Can you just like, we're trying to find a kid. A kid. These two's kids. Do these motherfuckers look like they're not going to willing to do anything?
Everyone's
For one
someone's
kid.
kid. It's not
Oh,
children.
shut up. You've been selling
7?
kids.
24.
24. Okay. Like,
Not 20.
well, it wasn't even 7. I was wrong on multiple. Well,
It's 7. Yeah.
at the heart of avarice. That's the core. Everybody knows the church is up top. The nobles, who likes looking down on everything. The real work gets done below. The deepest you can go in the city. That's where you find them.
Can I do an insight check to make sure he didn't save his wisdom throw?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, natural 19 plus.
He's
Schools
telling the
tonight,
truth. Yeah.
Okay, 25.
I need a name. Who do I talk to? Where's he at? I can't just go down to the depths and hope it all works out for me.
It's at the center. You want a name? And he just like thinks for a second. It's Crest. And we're going to see. Okay, I need that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody's dead.
Counterspell.
I think this spell is not being cast. It is
It's
an
already
existing
cast.
effect.
It's custed. It's not casted. It's been tested. No,
It's been
that's-
custed.
Been
It's been
custom.
custed. It has already been cast.
Okay, did not roll too bad. He says Crest, and he kind of like slumps back. They'll kill me for this. And he then like looks, and he panic starts washing over his face. And his eyes begin to like shrivel the skin around, and you feel heat. From
I
the
missed a step
inside.
away.
And he mists anybody within 10 feet or so is just dusted with pieces of bone and meat and gently misted with a spray of blood as he took 97 points of force damage.
Doesn't that spell seem familiar? He said a name. He wasn't supposed to.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
Also, it's slightly different. This is
I was kind of hoping that like a pasty sort of substance would just start oozing out of his mouth, like toothpaste.
That was much more satisfying.
I know, but they're just like
Just reminds me of an episode of The Boys.
Mhm.
just so everybody. We're gonna say Yashta and Ash were the only ones that weren't right there because Felix, you had walked up and were close enough to like insight. You have that nice, perfect line from where you're facing him that is just red.
I'll wipe my face clean, and as I do, I'll say, "Well, hun, I'd call that a twofer."
All right, let's get out of here.
oh wait, the box. Did I put the box in my pocket?
Oh, have you walked up and touched the box?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Oh,
walk
okay.
up and be like, "What's in the box?" But wait, hold on.
As soon as you touch the box,
Wait, if I
Oh,
was
shit.
oh, is it too
No,
late
oof.
for me to do a perception check to See if there's any
Sure.
traps.
As you pick up the box,
Oh.
you can make your perception check. Uh,
Okay.
you are blessed.
Oh.
Well, I got a 5 because I rolled a natural 1, so that's
Does
great.
not appear to be trapped. Okay, you have you add a D4 to any attack rolls and saving throws that you make until you finish a short or long rest.
Oh, so like it's just temporary?
For now. Right? And as you just as you pick it up, you just feel like that nice wave of like, oh,
Oh,
That's nice.
How lovely.
it's like a crystal.
you feel good. You're blessed. So just remember, you're blessed until you finish a short or long rest.
Should I put a bless box in my inventory?
I'm gonna keep this one. Just I'm gonna know that you can. Yeah, you can put a bless box in your
Well, I
inventory.
mean, I can give it to somebody else. I just don't want to
Let's
forget that I have it.
It also it does not. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it does not. Your perception check. What was your perception check?
I rolled a natural 1, but I got a
Okay.
5.
Well, it doesn't appear to be trapped or locked.
Oh, sweet. Guys, this is a nice box. I have a nice box.
It's about this big.
Uh,
Circular.
Look at my circular nice box.
Nice circular box. That was a little bit more oblong than what I'm thinking. So maybe let's not do that.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Well, then it's crazy it didn't burn in the fire.
Can I try to open it?
Must have been moist.
Ah, yes. Moist box.
Sure. Would you like to open the box?
I would like to open the box.
Open the box. Roll me a D8.
A D8. Do I have a D8? I got an 8.
8. Raise your hand if you're within 30 feet of Yashta right now.
Oh,
I
fuck.
would assume we're all within 30 feet inside that
boy.
room.
Oh yeah,
I
if
mean,
you guys
yeah.
all like gathered together. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, thank God.
17.
14.
Natural
Really
20 for a 21.
Does Lear need to make one too?
Yes, actually.
I rolled an 8 full.
18.
Well,
Oh,
sorry.
I rolled
Have I-
18 for
Okay, cool.
her.
Okay, 18s. Doman, what did you get?
I got a dirty 20, 16 plus 4.
Who rolled less than 17? Sorry, just real quick. Okay. Felix, and I mean, you all hear as the box opens. It seems to be empty,
I rolled a 6.
but soft music begins playing from it. And Yashta and Felix just... You can't not dance. It's
Man.
I'm
irresistible.
feeling good.
Like I
And-
should.
Yep.
Just bloody as
Yeah,
shit,
dude,
dripping in blood, fucking just jamming.
Yashta, you do a couple like snaps. And when your hands go up, that's when everybody realizes that the box is gone.
Oh, I killed the box.
And 1, 2, 3, 4,
Curiosity killed the
5.
box.
Reroll on a
Am I,
6.
am I still
Uh,
blessed?
Doman, yeah, you are still blessed. Doman, you feel like a weight shift in your bag.
Oh boy.
Like open it up over.
There's a box in it.
This is going to be so much fun.
The cool
So can we hear the music, or is it just the two of them that can hear the music?
No, you all could like hear the music, and you all kind of felt
Okay.
like a little bit, but those two just are going.
Yep.
Still going.
Right, well, as much as I love a good dance party, can we get out of here?
Okay.
Mood. Let's tangle
Start
on this way.
walking that way.
I would say with everything that's been going on, like once Felix set Ash down to go do that perception check, Ash would have been looking back at the dragon, and kind of wandered that direction, not getting too close, and probably before all this happened.
Okay.
Yeah, before the box and all that stuff. And Draconic, he will say back to the dragon, I'm sorry for what they've done to you. But my people, they love me. And I hope you have that one day. And he's going to cast Dancing Lights. And instead of 4 individuals, he's going to put them all into one humanoid type form. And it's going to slightly resemble, I cannot remember her name, Felix's wife. And just float in front of the dragon.
You see now in
Don't remember either.
light the dragon, the red scales glinting on its nose as it's pulled back, frost kind of coating the bottom of its cage. You see most of its scales are missing, having molted away. And it is a huge creature. This is not an adult, this is an ancient dragon that
Charlotte.
is decrepit. It is, you see like black streaks on its skin from tremendous cold, and the skin underneath, a dragon's skin uncovered by scales, which is something that shouldn't, it just is, seems wrong. And it's huddled back, and it's fine, child. I will outlive them. The last dragon will not be so easily broken. My time will come. And it pulls forward. Rests its head, and the eyes close. Not yet. And its breath begins to kind of melt the frost around it.
Did you say the last dragon or the lost dragon?
The last.
Okay.
I'd like to clarify, I was not laughing at the very sad diatribe. I was laughing at the sad look on Lucy's face while she's getting jiggy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And so now we're going to fast forward as Ash joins.
Yeah.
Box happens. You guys are dancing. As you start to move away, Felix and Lucy can't move away. It takes a little bit. After about a minute or so, they finally
Oh,
regain.
It's not
I wanna
forever?
make sure there's no like permanent effect here.
I'm permanently a good dancer.
This is what happens
the
when you
disco.
play with random boxes.
I won't ask you.
I
to play
think
with
that's a pretty okay outcome if you were to play with a random box. So
They usually want to dance after.
There's
too.
definitely
Usually it lasts 18 years, but whatever.
Cool. You all can begin making your way out the way you came. A number of you still covered in blood. Just a reminder as you
I'm-
head back towards the. Are you going back the way you came, or are you looking for another way out?
Well, if we're going out to the party, guys, we might need to clean up. And I try to use prestidigitation to clean you guys up.
Yeah, I'll use that as well and clean Felix up. And
Okay, yeah. Between the prestidigitations, you can pretty quickly de-gooify everyone.
I think we can probably make our way out through those same back hallways, but we should not enter back into the party.
I feel like us disappearing might rouse some suspicions.
I think everybody's probably looking for why ever old Kaelden's dead, but I think we can get out pretty easy.
And who actually knows us?
Well, and I'll point to Yoshida.
My brother, but he's drunk upstairs. I think we can skedaddle. I mean, they're obviously going to know that we were involved. I feel like, right? Because you were asking about something like this to one of them.
Lots of people were supposed to go down to the auction, but
Oh yeah, and then we disappeared.
yeah, I really couldn't give a shit either way. It's
Okay,
probably
as
the
long
last
as
time
you-
I'm going to come up here.
I think it was his son.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah.
Okay, I'll bite. Why?
Oh, I guess I forgot to tell you guys. When I was sneaking through the halls earlier, I overheard him and Yoshi's brother talking, and he seemed pretty mad at his dad. Seemed like he wanted to take over the house or the family or the business pretty early on. Like he didn't want to wait anymore.
Hey DM,
Yeah.
what was the creepy dude's name that I sat by?
The creepy one, Therian Wiles.
Tyrion Wiles. My bet would be on Othelian. I think that he had a relationship with the wife.
But wasn't her family just bailing him out? Like they were
Yes,
keeping him afloat, right?
but she could continue to keep him afloat.
Hmm.
Making your
Well,
way
if
through
y'all
the
want to
warehouse.
stop and play murder mystery, feel free. But I've got other things to take care of, and I'll just like readjust Lear's weight.
Yeah, I figured we're having this conversation as we're trying to find our way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to the elevator and begin hoisting yourselves up. You make it to the servants' hallway.
Before we get all the way up
Okay.
into the servants' hallway, well, once we get up to the servants' hallway, I am then going to be sneaky and checking around, making sure there's nobody around and things like that. And then I will
Yep.
go a little bit ahead, hopefully finding an escape path.
Give me your stealth and perception check.
Cocked. Okay. Well, nobody finding me. That's 27.
Okay.
Um,
You're pretty stealth. Everybody,
Natural
Felix, like
20.
kind of staggers away a little bit and just is gone. Like, you know where he
and
went, but like he rounded the
perception.
corner before you, and you're into this little hallway, and just this big old cat is just not there. You know he was stealthing ahead, so it's not like something happened to him. But
19 on perception.
okay. Does not appear to be anybody in the hallways after you guys took out most of the guards during last episode.
Can I swipe
Um,
something that looks expensive in the hallways? Just something to sell.
So these hallways are not anything. If you're looking to swipe stuff in like through the warehouse, you can. A lot of
No, it's
more.
okay. I thought we were walking through the fancy hallways with like a fancy painting.
No, not yet. You're moving through the servants' hallways. This is the secret way down to the auction. You know the way that you came. And Felix, you're able to either kind of go into one of the side rooms and stuff, but does not appear to be a way out of the house directly from these paths without going into the main building.
Okay. I'll get back with the group and basically say, well, I think we're shit out of luck for trying to get out any other way than the main entrance.
I will clarify.
Main
be
main hall. Sorry.
Yeah, there are probably other servants' hallways. This was like an interior one, so without being able to like cross through like bedrooms and other open hallways.
Gotcha.
This one wouldn't connect with any of the bordering walls.
So the one we are currently in, does without exposing ourselves to a hallway or a room.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is there
we'll
any
relay
reason
that.
we can't? Any reason we can't just go back out into the hallways?
Well,
Just didn't want anybody to see us in this state.
Oh, you're clean.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
been
they're
cleaned up.
looking.
Prestidigitation
You're half
literally just.
dead
Oh, right.
person.
Well, that I can take care of that.
Oh yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then.
I'll cast invisibility, and because it's I'm a warlock, that's highest level, so it's 2 people, me and Lear.
Okay. 2 of you fade from view.
I Felix, we could do the thing where I'm in trouble and you just went and found me. If we get caught.
Well, yeah. We won't get caught. It's fine. but just in case, it's good backup.
Okay, so we head back into the hall then, right?
Okay. Coming out
Make
the
a-
servants' hallway, there's the crowd of people at the bottom of the stairs in this great hallway, kind of in a big circle. And you see the top of Drurik Ishka's head, and he stands, and you hear everybody's quiet, and he's breathing heavily. You hear a woman, like crying, "How could you? The fool challenged me to a duel. If he can't manage his own blade, he shouldn't throw around wild accusations." Breaking through, you peek through. Otherian Wiles with a great axe like stuck in his back is lying dead on the ground. A pool of blood. Eloise is standing over him. You see Raced is like sitting halfway up the stairs, like his head in his hands with a glass of wine. Any actual accusations can be handled by Captain Rydell, who is kind of standing. He was in a position that would be arbitrating the duel. My understanding, Drurik, is you had very little opportunity, if though you had motivation. I have other suspects in mind, and very clearly, like, looks up towards Raced, who, I wouldn't kill my own father. If he was indeed my father, and he looks down, and Eloise is like sobbing on the shoulder of the dead Otherian. The one person whose attention seems to be drawn to the party as they enter the hallway is Agatha Thornhart, who's currently in the guise of a drow. She cocks an eyebrow and looks directly at Doman and Lear. And she kind of smiles and very pointedly, like she has one of those cigarettes on a long holder, very pointedly, like looks away and points. And Doman following where she pointed, you see the outline of another servant's door that's positioned more towards the outer wall.
Interesting.
I will nudge and whisper to whoever's next to me in the party, and try and describe wherever that door is at, because I know they're not going to be able to see it if I point at it.
Yeah, I imagine you do the thing where you like grab their hand and point. You point Angel's finger at it.
That way.
And then I'm gonna tell everybody else to follow me or give them the little head nod.
And as you start moving, Agatha actually steps forward and she goes, "I think we're all overlooking a very obvious, if subtle, suspect." And she looks at Saphael Halalan. The spurned business partner, was it? The one truly with something to lose from the deal, that government contract falling through, and the whole party, everybody looks over at her, who's holding a stack of paper, like still just holding like a binder of papers that she's been carrying around the whole time, because she drops and, "How dare you!" And everybody begins to mumble as you guys slip off to the side.
Do I
Don't look
see,
a gift horse in the mouth. Let's get out of here.
do I see
No.
Balder anywhere? Is he involved?
He's
Make a
trash,
perception
isn't he?
check.
Yeah,
He is
he sleeping
trashed.
upstairs?
But you know,
Um,
trash people make their way into bad situations all the time.
Oh yeah.
This dice today. 8.
8. You don't see any sign of Balder. What is your current guise? I know you're wearing a mask in your outfit, but
I'm back to
underneath
Yoshin.
it all. Okay, you do look like Yoshin underneath it all.
Oh no.
Or
Oh.
You don't see Balder, but at the top of the stairs, the somewhat dismissive, considering probably his father was just murdered, looks and makes eye contact with you for a moment, Raced, and he kind of smirks, takes another sip of his wine,
Awkward.
and just goes back
okay.
to kind of watching the proceedings as everybody has now turned their attention to Sapphire, who's currently stammering through why she had excused herself from the party to Captain Rydell in the presence of everybody. In what I'm sure would have been a very Knives Out type murder mystery, had any of you been here to witness any of it.
Sorry, Andrew.
No, totally fine. You guys did. I didn't actually have to plan out specific details for a murder mystery because that can be crazy. Now I just get to hit
Wait.
like the spark notes.
Wait, does Race recognize me?
Oh, you don't know. You just made eye contact with
Can I-
him, and he
can I
kind
do
of
a
smirked.
Insight check?
You can make an insight check.
Or is he just horny?
Mm.
Post murder. You know.
Get that
Dirty-
post murder boner.
You know,
Dirty
Reese
20.
does strange things to people.
Dirty 20.
They're gonna bummer.
He absolutely recognizes you. He has made no moves. He didn't draw attention to you. He just saw you.
Just
And the smirk he gave you, the smile, had almost a sinister quality to it. Just uncomfortable. Like he knows something that you don't. And
why is
just
it
that
always
little
me?
shit-eating grin.
Jack Sparrow. Wait, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
Yep. You all make your way to that servant store that Agatha had pointed out to Doman. And Doman, in your head, you just hear a real brief whisper. I believe that's two, you owe me. And make your way. The door leads, it's a brief hallway that cuts directly into the gardens, into the hedge maze that's around the outside. And as you go, too,
Exactly what I was doing.
the path opens, and similar to when you arrived, where every turn you make is the correct one, and you see hedges moving their way around. As you're making your way through the hedge, Ash, imagine you're probably kind of trailing towards the back of the group.
Yeah.
Something grabs your hand from the edge of the bush, and you turn, and a young dryad girl. Did your friends find what they were looking for?
Yeah, we found one.
It was nice meeting you. Dad made us leave, but I wanted to say goodbye.
Yeah.
She is she's like, she has like a leaf that she's like kind of rubbing her fingers on, like fiddling with in her hands, and she goes up on her tippy toes and she kisses you on the cheek. And pulls back into the hedges, and you hear the pitter-patter of tiny footsteps. Felix, you absolutely see this. You've got dad vision. That's
He's just gonna stand there stunned for a second and then kind of shake his head and like look and see everybody kind of making their way away. And can he see like the grove of trees that she had talked about in the distance?
yeah, you can see the tops of the trees, and it's in the direction she moved to. And that was weird, a weirdly appropriate like music shift,
right? So or go ahead. No, go ahead for it.
No, you're good. No, you go.
I was gonna say as we're like making our way out of the hedges, yeah. Ash will just kind of turn around and aim for right over, like high above the grove, and cast pyrotechnics and shoot off a firework in the shape of a marshmallow.
Yeah, immediately, Felix is gonna be like, "Hey, time to go."
So you're being pulled away, and you're looking at your firework, and you look down, and the last thing you see as you're exiting the hedge is another young Dryad's face, one of the boys, the oldest brother, and he's looking at you, and he just goes as you're pulled away, and his face just Homer Simpsons into the bush.
That's amazing.
When we get outside the edge of the hedges, like towards the road area, I'm gonna pull out the bell and ring it.
Ding, ding. And in a cloud of what sulfurous smoke,
Chives.
j- good evening, young mistress. I was literally 30 feet that way. Had you rounded the corner, the cart is ready.
Thank
Did I not mention that I know the location of the bell at all times?
No,
Probably should have mentioned that to you.
that would have
This
been
way.
helpful.
If my
That's awkward.
understanding of the situation is correct, we should probably hurry.
Yes.
He goes and he immediately like turns and just bumps into Doman.
Yep.
Of course.
My bad. Step to the right.
He leads you just around the corner. There's no carriage. He goes and it's always awkward. And he reaches out and you see he presses against something. Right. Opens the door and the inside is apparent. I realize with the current situation, perhaps a giant stagecoach with the family name on it isn't the best impression we'd like to leave. After you.
That very smart of you, Jives. We get into the vehicle.
And he climbs up on top, and as you all enter, the door shuts behind you and begins to move down the road. Inside, you can see the inside as normal. That's
This isn't like the Batmobile, like where
Yeah.
you sit in it and you're not invisible.
You're not
but
the
everything
invisible
Everything
jet
else
where you.
else-
Isn't that mermaid
Mermaid
made
Man.
of barnacle?
Yeah,
Barnacle
mermaid
Man.
man.
Mermaid
Barnacle
Man.
boy.
Yep, yep.
I think Wonder Woman has the invisible jet too. She's not invisible
does.
if she's flying it. You are apparently out of immediate harm. If there are things you'd like to discuss, things you'd like to talk about, plans you'd like to make.
I
As
just
it
look for
is. Oh, good.
I'm just looking for ice cream for Ash because I don't know if the
Uh,
carriage makes ice
Okay,
cream.
you're going through and touching stuff, and you're used to this. It takes you a second because this is a newer model. This is the. I mean, you're not quite familiar, but you find the button, you press it, and the ice chest opens, and there's a couple bottles of champagne, and then one tub of ice cream.
Pull out a bottle of champagne, hand it to Felix. Pull out the tub of ice cream, hand it to Ash. Give him a spoon. Grab my own champagne, and I sit back, and I'm just like,
Ash is actually going to look at the ice cream and set it back down in the ice chest and sit next to Felix and kind of lay his head on his shoulder and just say, "It's all right. I've got what I need."
You hear a knock on the roof. Do you have a particular destination in mind?
your mom's house. No, I'm kidding. The hidey hole, right? We just want to go back to the hidey hole?
Yes. I think that's the
Um,
best place for now.
Given the events of tonight, it might not be best for you to go to a known location.
Fuck.
Well, they didn't know, I guess. Maybe
You were announced as the
gay.
Pepperdine Peppermints.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back
And
to
also, I
Sparrows.
believe a couple name drops were out there as well. So,
Doman, what did you say?
Always go back to Sparrows.
so you'll have to remind me. We were here on bail.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Can we go to Brigitta's house? Or the House of Horrors? Her,
Oh yes.
brothel.
Oh, the brothel? Oh, I was thinking of the dressmaker.
Well, that one's in a lower tier, right?
It's a tier
You
below.
can go to a lower tier if you'd like. If you want
I
to
didn't
get some
think we could-
distance.
Pass through a
Cool.
gate if we're on bail. They'd be like, "What are you up to?"
Chives has his ways.
We're invisible.
Okay, let's
apparently.
go to the dress people.
Can we go back to Sparrows? There's
Oh.
nobody there.
Lady Featherweight.
But that's
There's
where we
no
were
one
picked
there.
up. They'd be inspecting whatever explosion happened before.
Well, Lady Featherweight and Spark are there.
Maybe we swing by at least. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, we have
Lady
to at least
Featherweight
swing
and-
by.
At your brother's hidey hole, right?
No, they got left in.
Or-
At
They got
Sparrows.
left at
They
Sparrows.
got left at Sparrows.
It's there too. I
The
don't
only
know.
thing I can think of is Brigitte's brothel or that dressmaker lady, but she didn't seem too keen on us staying the night there. Because remember, she had us go somewhere else.
Yeah,
Well,
can't say I'm real keen on staying at the whorehouse, but if that's the only option we have.
well, maybe we do check out Sparrows and see if it's safe. If everybody's gone and they're not doing some kind of, I don't know, condemning.
Yeah, and what are the odds they come back and look twice, right?
Yeah.
There's
right?
also a tavern across the street. Maybe they have rooms or something.
Oh yeah. And either way, that gets us closer to where we need to be. I mean, Felix, Ash, where were you planning on going after all this?
No offense to you, but I think it's best if we part ways.
I understand. We're not safe, especially not for a child.
It's not going to get any easier from here, so
If at all possible, as close to Sparrows as we can get.
All right, then let's go to Sparrows.
I just hand Felix another bottle of champagne. I'll pick up another one myself.
Thank
Offer
you.
one to Angel and Doman.
At this point, Ash has
Bastard.
fallen asleep. So
We appreciate your help.
I hope you find your boy.
I don't like this. Why do I keep losing everyone?
They're
Everyone
still
keeps
here.
leaving. I know you're
Um,
here.
You ride and can talk amongst yourselves for a bit, but as you approach the edge of the upper spire, instead of going to one of the gates, Chives just drives off the edge. And instead of falling, you just begin to slowly descend. And
hard to think that there's more to this chives than meets the eye.
Oh yeah, he's fun to mess with.
Fun for a lot of reasons.
Something tells me he wouldn't be that fun to mess with.
Well, when you're his employer's child, it's a little different. So, but I'm sure for you guys it would be. He's not supposed to be talking to me. Whoopsie poopsie.
I'm gonna, since Ash has fallen asleep, I'm gonna reach in and grab the ice cream that he's supposed to be taking, press to digitate it so it gets like real cold, like it's not gonna melt anytime soon, and just see if I can't slide it into Felix's bag so that he takes it with him for later.
easy enough. No. A little bit goes by, and Chives, apparently knowing exactly where the sparrow's nest is, lands. The door opens after it stops, and Chives is standing there. Mistress, it was a pleasure working with you again. With this, I believe the contract I have established with your family has been fulfilled. I hope to do business with you and yours again. Yes, I suppose that does it. You know how to reach me. And he snaps, and a hole opens in the ground, and the carriage like collapses into it. The horses like scream as they're pulled back into it.
Christ.
And he just kind of like his skin like reddens, and you see a glint of gold horns show on his forehead through the illusion. He goes, "Goodbye," and he just falls backwards into this portal,
What the?
which seals again. You hear the last cries of screaming horses.
Yeah, we go through a lot of horses.
What the?
Who the fuck is Chives?
We go through a lot of horses. Yeah, yeah. Oh god.
Hold on. Okay.
We go-
Do I know what the hell that was?
You can make a religion check if you'd like.
Okay, I would like to. I would like to try. And probably fail. That's an 8.
Ooh, baby.
You're not sure.
Spicy.
It was odd. It was weird. Anybody else want to make that same? If anybody wants to make a religion check, you're welcome to. This is a very odd thing. Which I'm going to say, Yashta, you had no fucking idea. You thought Chives was a butler with some magical abilities, like he was a tough dude.
Well, I was like, we always have a lot of horses, but like, there's
Yeah.
always new ones, and I was like,
Never seen that.
17.
17. Some high-level demon, or not demon, devil. Something.
I would
With
assume
the
after
casual nature of which he did that, you seem very powerful. I'm
Like,
just gonna say
really
some
didn't-
things start clicking into place. Some family luck. The amount of wealth you've incurred as candy like a candy family
company. Yeah.
company, a candy company. Yeah.
Did he mean like his entire contract? Like he doesn't work for you anymore, or is he just telling us, "Hey, that's your ride, get out"?
Yes.
I don't
Looks
know.
like you don't know. I'm gonna say.
I'm not. Can I make it? Was there like? Would I know? Is there an insight check that I could do?
His tonality was final. Was pretty final. And the fact that you've never seen any hint of this, we're just going to give you on that religion check in a little bit of knowledge of devils that it seemed pretty final. Like he was kind of done working for your family, and there was some stipulation for this that would instigate this being the end of his current contract. He did specifically note he'd be happy to enter into another contract if you'd like to barter. He said you know how to contact him, but you kind of don't, except for the
Angel's
bell
bell.
that Angel has. Angel, you're a paladin. What is Angel's religion skill?
+1.
Okay, so you're not a great paladin.
Nope.
You're not a great paladin.
Nope.
Not that kind of paladin, I should say.
No,
yeah,
well, I mean, my religious oath is to my marriage pact, not.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh,
Different kind
that's
of
so
paladin.
sweet and
Yeah.
scary.
Was there a specific place that Felix Nash would have wanted to be dropped off at? And it was close to Sparrows. Did you just want to go to
Yeah,
Sparrows?
just 2 sparrows is fine as well.
Okay. And he dropped you right off in the doorstep. The street has sealed around you. A couple people walking by do not seem to have noticed anything untowards. And now that he is gone, all kind of like give you those looks of like,
Where the hell
fuck
did you
did they
come
come
from?
I do one of these.
somebody smell like sulfur? That
hence
just
the
stinks.
soul first. Got it. I got it now.
As I
Okay.
turn around and look at the sparrow's nest, does it look like it's been condemned? Tape, anything like that?
There's a notice on the front. It says properties currently under investigation by, the Vigilant Watch, yada yada yada, interplanar boundary crossing. Yeah,
Blah,
like,
blah.
but there's no tape. It's not sealed. It's not nailed shut. There's nobody watching. It's just a notice that
Is
the
it
building's
like
part of
Well,
a
investigation.
tornado went through, or is it like somebody drove into the front window of a dry cleaners? Like, I don't.
No, so
Thermal
with
damage,
the portal, there was a perfect circle, like a perfect sphere carved out. So there is like a smooth stone bowl in the middle of the living room. There's pieces of like counter that are missing, a small chunk of the ceiling,
Oh, so it's
but
very
nothing
little.
nothing exterior. Yeah, like the building is almost entirely intact.
I'm just like, Lady Featherweight.
And then jumping at the window, you see Featherweight, who's just pecking on the glass.
My baby. I'm running out. I'm gonna
Probably
give her
pretty hungry.
corn. I'm gonna give her some corn and some love. There's eggs everywhere. I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a few. Hey, you know what? No, there are no apparent eggs.
Why?
You
She's
sick?
been eating her own eggs.
Oh,
I don't know.
well,
That's
she's been
weird.
stressed.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Rabbit.
13.
13. You notice, like, there's not eggs all over the place. It hasn't been too long. Like, it's only been a couple days. But you realize, like, looking over kind of towards where the bunk room the door is cracked open slightly, and there's an egg there. Featherweight has been hiding eggs in inconvenient places. And who knows where you might find those, Yashta.
Great.
I'll turn to Felix before we go in, and just put out a hand for a handshake.
Shake his hand. Look, I know you mean well, but there are certain things that I'd prefer not to teach this one. No offense.
None taken. No offense back at you, but I don't think I'll be changing my ways going forward.
And I wouldn't expect you to. That being said, as long as it doesn't harbor danger, if you're ever in the Asthenos tier, which I believe is the one right below this one. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I think that's where Ash and I will be going. Maybe to the monastery for a little while.
Passing through, so hopefully we'll see you.
Well, good luck.
I'll slap him on the back of the head and ruffle Ash's hair.
Takes a long swig.
I'm gonna
Ashel-
pick Ash up and.
Thought you were inside.
Well, I come outside after I find the featherweight. I'm not gonna let them go without saying goodbye.
Yoshida is everywhere. Omnipresent.
After giving Yosha a hug, Ash is gonna grab like a torch. I'm assuming that's maybe nearby, that has a flame, and he's gonna hand it to Yosha and say, "Will you hold this for a second?"
Yes.
And with the flame that's burning on it, he's going to cast Control Fire and change the flame that's on top into an ice cream cone. And it'll just kind of animate and dance around like this. And that'll last for an hour. And he just says, "Thanks for the ice cream."
Anytime, buddy.
I hope you guys find your boy.
You, bud.
Sorry for everything that happened back there.
Don't
No,
you
I
worry
lost
your
my
little
temper too.
sparky heart about that.
All right, I guess. Bye.
Bye. The only way a kid can. And then Angel's gonna go inside and take care of Lear.
Bye, Felix.
Sing her lullaby songs.
Tuck her into one of the beds, and she is kind of relaxed. Like she's still not in pain, just drained. Somebody that's been like really sick for a long time, just no energy, no, like everything seems to just exhaust her a little bit further.
He just pulls an egg out from underneath the covers. It's like, what? Okay.
There are three eggs that have been laid like on your pillow. Sparrow's nest is quiet. It's dark. Felix and Ash making a way through the streets to wherever your new home and your next, hopefully not adventure, is.
In a very fast car, apparently.
Sorry.
But Felix, you saw something in Ash on this trip that you've kind of noticed before, but for all of the stress, all of everything that such a young man carries, he also has such incredible potential. The ability, the fact that he kept up with some pretty rough and tumble people, like there's a responsibility that you're kind of recognizing beyond just that of a father, but that of the father to somebody that can do some incredible things or terrible.
With great power comes great
Great
responsibility.
We're not allowed to say that. I'm pretty sure that's true. We're not allowed to do that. We can't say that. Don't censor that. Cut.
Uncle Ben?
Cut. Cut the stream.
I'm pretty sure
No,
you can say that.
No, I know. I'm kidding. The three of you and Lear. Yoshida, you're there with Featherweight. Angela's taking care of Lear. Doman, I imagine you're watching Lear pretty closely. Doman, you step out at some point. Yoshida, we'll get one sec. But you step out to grab something, like Angela has asked you to grab something for Lear. And you're going through, and you realize that there are a number of like black, like there's feathers on the ground that were not there when you left, and some of them are like singed and almost still warm to the touch.
We'll look around to see if I can't find an animal that they came from.
Or a person.
You left pretty quickly. I'm not gonna make you roll for this, but there's kind of these singed, burning feathers, kind of in a couple different spots, and where you look, there are a couple items that you remember seeing on the Sparrow's counters and stuff that are no longer there. You grab whatever it was you were looking for Lear, and just having seen this, all right, and go back. Yashta, what were you getting up to?
I was just saying, as soon as I said goodbye to them and ascertained that Lady Featherweight was okay, and then I noticed the eggs, I feel like I would have gotten my crossbow ready just to like nod at Dome and be like, maybe we should, because we just assumed it was empty. I'm gonna go check things out.
It's a valid point. Yeah, let's make a sweep.
give me perception checks.
13.
7.
7. I mean, the feathers. Clearly, somebody was there recently. Like, there's still a little bit of like ember glowing on those feathers. Nothing. You find Spark where you left him. He's still powered down, inert.
And the items that went missing, they were there when we came in today, or they were there when we were here
Like
last?
when you left, when you were last here, and there were items that you just remember seeing, and just it looks like somebody came in and grabbed a few things.
Can I determine like the pattern on the feathers? Maybe I recognize said pattern. Or are they
Yeah,
just
I'm
burned
just
all
gonna
the
give
way
it to
through?
you. They're through the burns and stuff. They're the same black like tone that Sparrow was, with some of the same like white striations on some of them. Who, to the last of your knowledge, Sparrow betrayed you all, tried to kill you, and then vanished with 2 of your party.
I'm gonna go turn on Spark.
Oh, you don't know how though. You have Spark, but
Yeah,
you
remember?
I'm gonna try again.
If you break
Okay.
Spark, I'll break your fucking neck.
Give
Like
me,
you're not there, so
In-game.
give
In-game.
me give me a Tinker's tool check.
Two.
If you're not proficient in Tinker's tools, this is going to be a wire pulling check, which is just your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
At disadvantage because Spark has no apparent wires.
14.
14.
That
You do not break
disadvantage?
Spark.
Jesus.
You what?
You do not break Spark.
Yay!
You also do not turn Spark on because Spark
No.
is a very specific class feature that I can't just give to.
There's
I will
like
take-
probably an egg on top of him because Lady Featherweight was probably like, I'm
Mhm.
lonely.
I'll take one of, I assume, Sparrow's feathers and just put it in my hair. Just rack that up as a kill. Wait to see if I piss anything off in the room.
Domino, imagine that you're in the same room. Like you, Yashta, Spark, Featherweight in the same room. Angel and
Lear.
Lear are in another. Yashta, Spark isn't turning on. He's not turning on. You're about to give up. It's probably been like an hour or so of just like getting your bearings and recovering. And you put Spark down and just look at him for a minute. And the eyes hum.
I did it.
He looks at you. Bark? Bark. And it turns and he looks to a corner of the room and a glowing golden doorway begins to appear. And piling out of it are a number of pirates, followed by Sai and Averin.
Who comes through first?
Actually, probably Averin. Averin is the bearer of Sachet. So Averin steps through, and he is holding a beautiful golden stranded bag bedazzled with priceless gemstones. And Sai. And then piling out, kind of comedically pressing against each other, a large Earth Genasi missing a hand with an artificial claw, kind of, with a Arakakra who looks like a large parrot, kind of pushing through, and then you almost don't see the very slight green-skinned, shallow-nosed Githyanki, just wide-eyed over the Arakakra's shoulder. They all pile into the room. And give me just... how are we on time?
We're good.
We got a little bit.
We're good? As I'm going to let you all kind of establish... if you want to go through just a quick introduction, I have to pee really bad. We don't have to pause for it, but I will be right back. So
Oh, we should pause.
I I will continue. I think as Avrin walks through the door, Doman like charges up 2 Eldritch Bolts to start off, and then realizes it's Avi and just like lets him go into the floor and goes, "Hey!" and like runs over and just like throws his arms around him.
Hello.
I've got my
You
crossbow
made it.
out, my hand on Spark, and I'm just like, fuck. What?
I think it's good. I think we're good.
We were in
Yeah, I
another
get it.
dimension.
Where are you?
Well, yes.
And who are these?
Why couldn't we enter this way last time?
Ah. That has to do with the properties of this bag. See, this bag has, and just goes into monotonous detail of portal jumping and through doorways. I'd actually have to, I should probably pull up Averin's character sheet now because it has the item on there and I don't know the specifications of it.
I'm like,
but,
we're gonna pull up.
I point at who, and I'm like, who are you?
I was actually just gonna say that who is going to sneak away, but sure. Who you sorry say it again?
Who are you?
Yes.
Great.
And then and then I'm gonna like slink to the side behind what's the parent's name again?
Polly.
Behind Polly. I should remember that. And then try and disappear into the darkness.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay.
And then anybody that wants to roll perception, this is just directly opposed. You'll be able to tell whether or not you.
Pull up the right character.
12.
Hold on, sorry. Gonna take me a minute.
I love it. There's 8 characters, and 9 characters, and I only have to play one of them.
I don't know how to turn table.
Oh, there's stealth. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're like a plus 14 or something.
Yeah, plus 10 at advantage. So that's a 23.
Now with the strongest person in the room, probably.
Probably.
Who versus Angel?
Ridiculously.
Right, she does that. I'm guessing these are friends of yours, and he looks to Sai and Averin.
Sai is just gonna see Doman and Yosta standing there, and he's gonna acknowledge Doman, and then immediately look to Yosta and yell, "Yosta!" And he's gonna sprint at her and like give her a hug and like make sure she's okay, because of everything he's been dreaming about.
Oh.
Are you okay?
I'm great, buddy. I'm so glad you're here. Like,
Oh my God.
How are you? Are you okay?
It's been a literal hell,
Yeah.
but we're back. That's the important part. We're back. Averin, you did it.
Well, we have a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
First of all, where we are going to go since we are without a ship.
Yeah. Let me. This is
Us.
Polly, and
Yoshida?
I forgot the captain's name.
Hey,
I
I'm just going to say, this is a Sai thing. Hoyt Crawford, former captain of the little charity. And I think, and he looks to Polly and who, we're going to do just fine. And he pats the large bag that's like on his back and then points at the one at Polly's. I think, first of all, we need to figure out what kind of drink they've managed to stir up in the however the fuck long we've been gone.
I'm gonna like
275 years and 6 days, give or take.
Abby, you've been gone like 3.
They haven't.
Oh, all right. Well, you're in luck because there's a tavern across the street.
Who's gonna pop up and say, I was never here.
Yes,
and
you
then
were.
disappear back into the shadows.
Come
That's
back.
gonna take some getting used to.
Fairy fire.
So we can go off and drink. There is a matter of the spoils, I should say. Sai, Avrin, these are for you. And he pulls just out of the top of his backpack a smaller bag. You hear the jingle jangle of coins. And expose your friends. Couple things that I think will do you well, and enough that the three of us should make out just fine. Never hesitate to call on us if you need us. But I think the next bit is going to be us getting our feet under us. Hey, Polly, who? Where the fuck who ain't?
Oh,
She'll
she's
show up
glowing.
eventually.
Who is?
Unless she's
Oh, fairy.
thought-
Oh, because of the fairy fire, right?
yeah, dexterity 15 is what you have to be.
Okay,
Oh, God.
let me.
And Fairy Fire is an AoE, and in this small room, it'll hit everybody.
Everybody?
So Hoyt is now glowing.
18.
oh,
Great.
So I am not
Next.
glowing.
I am not glowing.
Yeah, me either.
surprisingly.
24.
Delmon's
wanted
a
to work one time.
21. Polly's an 18.
Damn. Nobody's glowing.
Crawford is, and he's
Oh,
right.
Know how to make friends, don't we, Yoshta?
Hey, listen.
I'm just gonna chalk this up to being cultural difference, and that this is something that's normal.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab his hand and be like, let's go across the street. Wait.
Fine. This is. Can you stop this? I'm not a fan of the glowing.
Well, I think it'll stop soon.
Spell?
Yeah, it's 1 minute. You'll be fine in a minute.
Okay, let's.
Angel's
Not,
gonna peek out from the back room and be like, "Can you all be quiet?" And then see that Sai and Avi are back and rush in and give them hugs too.
Oh, hello.
Hey,
How did you make it back?
His
Avi's
back.
He's a genius.
Well,
yeah, that bag, Rachel.
What does she speak in everybody's mind now? You got to tell me what she does.
Well, that's as you hug it, as he like holds it out. I'm gonna say it like brushes against you, and Sachet's voice echoing
my-
into Angel's mind.
Oh my god, this place is so gross. Don't set me anywhere. I'll get so dirty.
This has to be
I'm
next
sorry.
year.
And Angel does hear that. We'll say that she was in close enough proximity.
What is that thing?
Very helpful.
Sounds like it.
I have to continue reading in order to understand the full capabilities of this great person. And I'm getting a phone call.
Well, before we go across the street, we might have Avi check on Blair with the thing.
Yes.
Y-
Let's do
Well,
that.
Or
You
do you think it's better if we have her sleep?
I think the device to see what it is now, in case it's continuing to do something to her. Is that the reason she may be sick?
Yeah, sorry, we got one of them. We're halfway there.
that's amazing.
I'd say you could meet her, but
No, like
she's
no.
pretty out of it.
You guys should be with her.
She should be asleep. Abby, do you have a second? Can I borrow you?
Yes.
Need you to look at this device, and I'll drag Abby into the other room. And
Angels will follow.
I'll take Sai and Hoyt across the street and say,
Which, Sai, the bag you were given that Hoyt handed you, is about the size of like a small hiking backpack. So like that. There you go. There is on top, on the very top when you first open it, it's there's a belt that is. Let's see. It looks like it is a leather belt with dragon scales coating the outside. This is a dragon hide belt. It is the very rare version.
Ooh.
Next to it, kind of like with the belt wrapped around it, is a small, but not small, like a decent sized iron flask. It's kind of round, canteen shaped with a metal stopper and a couple chains like coming off of it, where it could be like hooked to a belt or something. This is an iron flask. This is the magical items for you and Averin. Dragonhide belt, iron flask. I'm going to just let it, the Dragonhide belt is absolutely for Sai. It is a specific monk item. It is nestled on top of a pile of gold and platinum coins.
Perfect.
So drinks on y'all.
It will take some time to count, but you have approximately 15,000 gold pieces and another 2,000 platinum pieces.
Okay.
So drinks on y'all again.
Yeah.
Do you have all of that wrote down?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay, cool.
I'll just grab a handful of platinum and leave the rest with everybody.
Before they all bounce out of the bar, out to the bar, who will pop back out, and she has one of Lady Featherweight's eggs sitting in her mouth.
Yummy. Not even cleaned.
All in all, eh?
Yep, shell and all.
I look at her, I'm like,
And
I
then
think
Paul
we'll
can
get
get
along
out.
just fine.
That's good calcium. I really could use a drink. Okay, good. Glow's fading off. I guess Avi will see you across. And Crawford heads out in search of the promise of drinks across the street. Averin and Doman. And Angel, are you going to check on Lear as well?
Yeah, Domin and Angel are with Lear. and Abby.
Just right here in the side of her neck, and I assume she's asleep, so I'm going to try not to
Wake her.
bug her. And if you could, do you know what this is, Avi?
Averin, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Arcana. Okay.
Or Tinker's Tools. This is equivalent magic and engineering.
Either way, I believe, yeah. Not terrible. 18.
That is enough. You get, because you specifically have a lower DC, as you get flashes, memories again. Your brain is still, like, your mind is still kind of reconciling itself with what you've learned and gained. This isn't, it's not something you designed, but it's familiar enough. You use kind of a version of it in your own designs. It's a way to transfer power from a source to
Other source.
another source. This one's odd that it has engravings, runes, which aren't like the normal language of magic you'd expect. What languages do you speak?
Draconic, Common, and Celestial.
Celestial is what you need. These are celestial runes. Draconic is normally the source of arcane runes. It's the language of magic. This is an arcane device meant to siphon away celestial energy.
I see.
And power something. This being embedded in the skin, the positioning, the runes, turned this young woman into a battery.
Do I know if she will, for lack of a better term, recharge?
You don't? That's,
Currently,
most power sources you work with, crystals, things like that are naturally charged. If left on a ley line or like in a source of power with ambient magic, will eventually recharge. But a living thing, there's that question of the soul and the spirit and whether or not that is self-perpetuating and if it can heal itself and recharge itself. It's all kind of hypothetical. An 18 that you're not sure of.
Well, to make this as condensed as possible, she was used as a battery for her, I'm assuming, celestial heritage.
makes sense. Is it still draining her, or does it have to be plugged in?
There's something that inserts into this slot here and drains her of her essence.
We don't know if she's going to get better.
Can we reverse it?
Perhaps if the power source was nearby, whatever had drained it from her, but I am unsure if she will regain what she has lost.
Well, there's nothing that can be done about it now except let her rest. And if she doesn't get better, we'll skin that cat when we get there.
I am sorry.
I'm just happy we have her back at least.
You found Lear. What of Mav?
We may know where he is.
Ish.
I see.
Supposed to be down at the deepest point of avarice.
Go.
And
Oh.
we're looking for Crest. That's all he said before he exploded. So,
Crest.
oh, you've heard of him.
Well,
Yes, you have.
me.
No roll required for David with all the research you've done.
Yes, I'm aware. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure at one point you had told me that Crest was a living person, not necessarily.
So you all, Angel and Delman are probably the least aware of this fact. Crest is the only remaining god.
Right,
He was
but
the, and he is, and there is a living avatar of Crest that nobody has
That's right.
seen.
you
Everybody
had
says that
told
he's
me.
kept in the pinnacle of he stays in the
Yeah.
pinnacle of the tower and protects avarice with his divine will in the Church of Crest at the peak. They are the perpetuators of his will. They are the ones that bring it to the people of avarice. They speak for him. This is in direct contradiction with them saying the deepest point of avarice.
From my understanding, Crest was supposed to be on the Exos tier. I believe that's which one it was. Yeah. Jeffrey Bezos status, yes.
It was 1964.
Yeah. I believe,
Yeah,
yes, he was supposed to be on the Exos tier. Are you saying you have information otherwise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then Sparrow and Balin's plan were for naught.
Would have failed at the very least.
Hmm.
And to be fair,
Sparrow.
we don't have knowledge that Crest is at the lowest layer. We just know that's who we're looking for in the deepest layer.
I see. If Crest, for whatever reason, has your boy, I don't mean to sound cryptic, but I do not believe we will be able to get him back.
We will.
I have all the information yet.
Right.
We'll get him back.
I do have more information. Well, Sparrow's dead. He went out in a blaze of glory, as they say.
I'll just walk casually over the counter and start picking up sparrow feathers that are probably still slightly embered.
A little bit. They've burnt out at this point, but
These were warm when we showed up.
Can I make an investigation check?
I'm not gonna require it. Yeah, these are pretty fresh, and the time would kind of work out with how long it had been from Sparrow detonating and you guys being able to make your way here.
Huh. And Sparrow is
After
potentially
accounting for
alive.
some time shenanigans with different planes and how it progresses, there's a little bit of dilation there. So anybody,
leeway.
I don't think we have anybody that's really combing through the details of our lore quite yet. But
Yet.
for future generations of D&D fans,
Was that
fucking time
inflated
shenanigans.
ego for you?
I just assume that we're gonna be big.
Making history.
Did the sand skimmer get impounded?
No.
Mom.
No.
It's still in the garage. It's nobody. I'm gonna say just Averin had it like taken apart to a point that it wasn't usable and
Okay.
was working on repairs.
Perfect. Well,
I mean, y'all got at Stan's stories and Sparrow might have too. I mean, did you see him die?
well, no, but the chances of survival were slim, unless he had an item or something that was able to send him back that we were unaware of.
Kind of his MO.
I mean, look
Magic
around
items
this
we
shop.
don't know about.
Which, if I may, perhaps do not kill Sparrow on sight when we next see him, if we see him. He
Hey,
was
why?
very helpful, and I think it was a matter of trust, not malice, that sent him to do what he was doing.
Trying to kill us?
Yes.
Going to be very hard for me to trust him again.
I understand.
And that was the battle in which I lost my hand. Kind
I'm
of
like-
cross to the tavern.
Shut up and throw your dart. Because I'm trying to get them to play beer darts with me.
Don't fucking it at me. Wait till we're throwing from the same side.
Oh, I keep telling you, it's safe.
Mm.
I just made it back from apparently a multi-generational adventure in the Astral Sea. I don't need to kick off my retirement with a dart in the leg. But
Yeah.
fine. All right. He starts lining up, taking a shot. We are nearing the end of our time. And I want to go over a couple things.
What?
You have a pile of money.
Yes. No, they do.
It's magical items. And your characters have research to do, things to find out and figure out. You're going to have a month or two of in-game downtime. I realize it sounds a little ridiculous because you just kind of got a lead on Mav. So this is the time it's going to take to really figure out what exactly you're up against, and for other things to like. There's going to be nothing notable in the next month and a half or so.
Don't say that to our streamer. People watching.
I mean, in-game time. So we've got a couple things I'll go over off of screen, which is just like numbers and not the fun stuff. But we're going to say 2 months. It's going to be 2 months of in-game time that you guys have of just downtime to work
Perfect.
on things, work on projects. Think about that. A portion of that money that you're getting is to buy a house somewhere. And dependent on the tier you want, how nice of a house in that tier, and features you like, we're going to talk about costs for those. We're all going to do some leveling up. Make sure you're all on the same page, doing stuff. And kicking off 2023 in Avarice. And I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for the adventures we're going to go on. We, I think, have laid all of the groundwork we need for the rest of this campaign. We have everybody back. So as long as nobody goes, hey, I want to find a bag of holding in a portable hole and shove them together and go back to the Astral Sea.
We're good.
But you're welcome to. Like, you guys can do it. If you want to go back, I mean, you could just use
Average just
sachet.
like, I miss Sheila.
Oh yeah.
How about that?
We will talk about details and like specifics of what you want to do off stream, go over what was decided on at the beginning of next. But we will see you next time on Easy Dispel. Goodbye, everybody. We will see you next Sunday. 2 more followers. 2 more, and I get a script. 2 more.
Two.